So tell me why you hate Common Core. Actually, I really like to know.
Common Core, there are just so many aspects of it that just don't make sense. They teach to the test, and if you look at some of the examples and exemplar terms that they're using, they use common language that mean one thing to some people and different things to other people, and it's very confusing for parents and people looking from the outside in to see what's actually going on. So,
have you looked at the math part of Common Core?
I've seen some of the math. I've seen how they have to extrapolate instead of just randomly knowing that 2 + 2 is 4 and 50 plus 50 is 100. They have to demonstrate that, and it's very hard to demonstrate a thought process that you just know. Once you know it, you shouldn't have to rebuild the foundation every time you do one problem.
That's right. Yeah, no, you're right. Hello, sir. Could you tell us why you don't like Common Core?
Well, I don't like Common Core for the simple fact that it takes the control away from the local communities. And secondary, it's never been tried anywhere, tested. There's no proof that it's going to work. Thirdly, I find it very offensive that Commissioner Mitchell-Chester is using the excuses we've already spent tons of money, we should get rid of it. In 2009, he had no problem scrapping the $1 billion we had spent on establishing our nation's best standards.
Right.
So I find that totally
losing our standards, basically, and paying for stuff that hasn't been proven to work. Right?
Hasn't been proven to work, and I really find it equally offensive that the Department of Education is behind closed doors threatening teachers not to speak out against it.
Right.
It's just stifling freedom of speech.
Right.
And then when you get down to the standard, American individuals, creative, wealth, making people confident, just work there's many reasons to not like Common Core, to be very questionable of it, and the fact that they're stifling they're trying to stifle this question is telling in itself.
Yeah.
So, I mean, people are becoming more educated on this, more and more educated become on it, the more scared they become. So
that's right.
I am in favor of removing the standards, replacing it with the standards we had prior, and bringing back American education, not world education.
Right. Okay, thank you, sir. So could you tell me why you don't like Common Core?
I don't know enough about it.
You don't know enough about Common Core?
I know that I can't, when people post it for their kids on Facebook,
yeah.
I don't have a clue what they're even asking.
You mean the questions that are asked? Yeah, the math questions.
Usually it's the math.
So they're unintelligible and stupid. Well, sort of.
I don't understand the method.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with the way I learned it.
All right. How about parent control? Do you think that's a big issue? It is a big issue, isn't it?
I think it's a huge issue, especially when the parents really have no idea what's going on because we don't get books home anymore. We simply get worksheets with no instruction. So the ironic thing for me is I have an 8th grader and a 4th grader, and my 4th grader came home with a word problem, and she couldn't figure it out. So I took it over and I said, "Let me try it, honey." So I tried to figure it out, and I was having a lot of trouble. Again, she's only 10 years old. They wanted an algebraic formula, but the ironic thing is that my 8th grader, they won't let her take algebra. So it was an interesting afternoon at my house.
And English is probably just as weird too, because they give you informational texts that are.
They do, and I can, just to give you an idea, we get a lot of state the author's opinion. So, for example, we get things like, why should cupcakes be banned at birthday parties? Just different informational type of text that the kids have to kind of glean out the information and figure out what the author is doing and what the author is thinking, which is a good thing. However, if it's a true informational text and it's really about the author's opinion, what ends up happening is that child can develop that opinion as their own.
Right.
So that's a bit of an issue for me.
Yeah. Thank you very much.